Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in. Dr. Judy here, Dr. Judy WTF, What the Freud? And tonight's topic is living the mind map way from being human, which I hope at least that is a baseline that we could start with, to becoming humane. And I have a very, very special guest today. I'll give you a little bit of history. His name is Avner Madar, and he is a renowned teacher of the Kabbalah. And why that's significant to me is because my entire mind map process that I have been talking about forever, as a matter of fact, Tony reminded me, my host, Tony, reminded me that it's been 10 years that I've been having this show. So, yes, thank you. And so what is really, really amazing to me is that I have Avner here, who is a teacher that I actually must have learned from back in the day. We're talking about 2001.
Yeah.
And when I was learning Kabbalah, I created through that education a mind map, which many of you are familiar with, and I'm going to break it down. And what's really special about tonight is we're going to be applying the Kabbalah wisdom to becoming humane and looking at the mind map through the lens of spirituality. Now, I know that I speak a lot about psychology and psychological principles. The fact is that the mind map is a psycho-spiritual model, and the psycho-spiritual model, of course, I don't really talk to everybody because some people don't want to hear spiritual. They just want psychology. Fine, okay, we could talk psychology. However, there's another level to this, and that's what I wanted to bring out today, especially given the time that we're living in. There's just a lot of darkness, and it's important that everyone have some wisdom, guidance on how to continue to be the light in times of darkness and not react to what is going on in the world, which is beyond sad, beyond terrible, and personally putting me in a very, very, very sad state. So that's why I decided, instead of crawling into my sadness and depression, I'm going to be proactive and have somebody on the show that can be more of a guide toward the light. And we're going to talk about that. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Judy, for having me on your show, on your podcast. Thank you.
I appreciate that. So here we are living in a time of darkness, very dark, and people are what I call divided. We're more divided than ever.
Right.
We are divided into politics. We're divided into religion. We're divided into socioeconomic classes. We're divided on every single level. And yet this division is really, really hurting us. It's hurting us psychologically. It's hurting us spiritually. And we cannot afford to do it.
Absolutely. We know that the separation is the cause of all chaos. And from the Kabbalistic point of view, first let me just say something about what is Kabbalah, to understand the purpose and the essence of the wisdom of Kabbalah. Kabbalah means to receive. It's an ancient spiritual wisdom that is teaching us how to receive long-lasting fulfillment by learning the spiritual laws of the universe. So the essence of Kabbalah is all about connecting to the soul level. And on the soul level, we are all connected. I'm sure that most of us know that we are connected on the soul level. And separation comes from a place that, again, not knowing or not being able to connect with the big picture. So religion can create separation. Politics can create separation. Different opinions. And again, we are not here to say, oh, you know what? Let's be one, all of us. We are one. But the beauty of life is to talk. I share my opinion. You can share your opinion. That might be totally the opposite of my opinion. And I still, have respect to you, and I still treat you with human dignity. So Kabbalah is all about human dignity and kindness.
And I'm going to go to my mind map to illustrate it because a picture's
Sure.
worth 1,000 words. So what Avner just said from a mind map perspective is that if you take panel number 7,
Mm-hmm.
which
Mm-hmm.
is my definition of interconnection, because we are all interconnected. If you see the bubbles, you could see there's a blue bubble, a yellow
Right.
bubble, a red bubble, a green bubble. It doesn't mean we're all the same, but when we come together to share and care about each other, then we have the light in the center. And that's what I call 1 plus 1 is greater than 2. And
Oh yeah.
that's why we're here, okay? It's not that you and I have to be the same.
Right.
It's just that your light is a different contribution than my light. However, if your light meets my light and we can make more for the world, that's really
Absolutely.
something. That's what I live for.
For sure. And again, there are many levels of understanding it, but one level is the rational level to understand, yes, we are all one. And, there is a famous story in the book of the Zohar, which is the ancient text of Kabbalah, about two people that are sailing on a boat. And one guy, one of the two decided to drill a hole inside the boat in the middle of the ocean. And so his friend is yelling, "What are you doing?" He said, "Why do you care? It's my side of the boat." Right? So
Wow,
to
well
understand
said.
it, yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful concept, but how to get there, that's what Kabbalah is all about, to teach us how to become more proactive, how to look within, and really to make sure that I am growing spiritually. Because if I'll just keep it on my rational mind cannot really make any difference in our lives. Rational mind can tell you, do not smoke. Okay, that's okay. And I can show you the research that is showing you, 10,000 pages of research cannot really make a difference if there is no desire, if there is no consciousness. So how to get there, Kabbalah is teaching us that there is, spiritual methods, how to transform and how to grow and how to take charge over my life. Because think about it. We all have greatness. We all have great soul. We all have unlimited potential. But if I'm not manifesting it, if I have low self-esteem, so the void and the lack that I will experience will create hatred and judgment towards others.
One of the lessons I remember from my Kabbalah 101 or 102 or 103,
Or
I think I've
103
done
or
all of them by now. I think it's time for a refresher course.
Yeah.
Is the unexpressed light. So the assignment was to take something that you have a lot of knowledge about and bring it out. So it's not buried light. And what I did with that is I had a stop smoking book that I had written back in 1984, and it was called I wasn't even a doctor. It was Judy Perlmutter, my ex name. 5-day kick it, stop smoking in 5 days. And since then, I had progressed to becoming a psychologist and learning a lot more psychological principles. So I thought, well, this is something I'm comfortable with. I know the subject. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this book and I'm going to elevate it. And I spent that entire time taking that book that was it was really well written. However, it wasn't as deep as I made it to be. And it taught me a real lesson that we cannot sit on our light. We've got to dig it up.
You cannot sit on the fence. We say it
cannot. We have to dig it up.
Absolutely. And so the most difficult thing to do is to overcome my reactive nature, because our nature is to be reactive, to be a taker. I want to take, I want to receive.
I want.
And I want, and I want, and I want. That's my essence. That's my vessel. That's my nature. And to transform it into, again, receiving for the sake of sharing, that's the whole purpose of why are we here? Because we came as vessels, but we want to become like the Creator. We want to become like God, which means that I am going to become a being of sharing. Being of sharing means that most of my day I will be busy with sharing. And again, no contradiction. You can make tons of money. You can be the most successful person on earth, but for the sake of sharing. And if you are not really paying attention to your own transformation, you can have all the success in the world, but if you are not paying attention to your own spiritual growth, the ego is going to take charge. And once the ego is taking charge, we live in the darkness, because the ego is covering the light, the light of the Creator, the light of our soul. So spiritual wisdom is not for the sake of just meditating or being a nice person. The wisdom of Kabbalah is all about really giving us practical tools to transform so we can manifest our unlimited potential.
And I don't know if you know this, but my specialty as of late has been healing narcissistic abuse. And what is unique about narcissism is there is an apathy involved there. There's an inability to feel, and there's an inability to share.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a taking system. As a matter of fact, I call it the vampiring system. And that's why there is no movement spiritually, because it's sucking everybody dry. And not only that, but the person has a hole in their soul. So whatever the person sucks dry from another human being is not really even processed. So there's
Right.
no winner. So it's not like, oh, I'm the winner because I have more this and more that. Yes,
Right,
on a
right.
maybe what you would call the 1% world,
Yes.
right? On a 1% level. But this is not a fun thing for the narcissist or the taker,
Right.
because they never feel, that song, I don't get no satisfaction. Remember?
Yeah, yeah.
I try. I don't get any that's what it is. It's a perpetual darkness.
Right.
No growth.
Right. I think one of the most beautiful aspects of Kabbalah is that there is no judgment at all. We do not judge anyone. You can do whatever you want. You can be the most selfish person in the world. We don't judge. Why? Because we are all going through a process.
Mm-hmm.
And the most negative person eventually is going to become the most positive person. It might take some time. The question is how is going to get there. So we are not here to judge. We are not, the policeman of the universe. We cannot say who is right, who is wrong. And we have to really help, in every aspect, in in any way that we can help the other person to grow without any judgment, because judgments create separation.
Mm-hmm.
And if I want to infuse something with light,
Mm-hmm.
I need to come from a place of love.
I want to
Only from a place of love.
So I want to translate that into psychological terms and then go back to the spiritual
Sure.
meaning of this. So I speak a lot, as you know, about seeing ourselves through the eyes of our parents. So when we have parents who are apathetic, when we have parents that are disconnected and harmful, we are actually looking to the eyes of our parents to understand, who am I? Am I lovable? Am I important? Am I special? And so on. And so this is what creates those horrible core beliefs like, I'm not special, I'm not lovable, I'm not good enough. And so you could see that when you are looking into literally the critical eyes of your parents, there's no growth, because what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to defend against this toxic, caustic view of you, and then you start to put layers around yourself. You can't let this toxicity in, but nor can you let in the light. So one thing that I really appreciate about the Kabbalistic system is that it's non-judgmental.
Non-judgmental.
And I remember another lesson. This is all
Okay,
coming
now
back.
it's coming.
It's all-
Okay.
So the lesson I want to share with you is the lesson about the green banana, that we are all green bananas ripening. And as Avner pointed out, we have to start somewhere. And if we're starting at a darker point or a more unconscious point, we're not going to evolve. We're not going to come out of our shell if we've got these harsh, judgmental eyes. So when you're in a system of non-judgment, then it allows you to ripen, actually.
Absolutely. And more than that, once you are learning the spiritual laws of the universe, and you know that a person that is coming from a negative place, by transforming, is going to go higher than a righteous soul. So if you see a good person, he's doing only good, he's a very nice person, sharing with everyone, and you see a very selfish person, very selfish, and he's actually hurting other people, that negative person has a greater potential to reveal more light than the good person. So that's why we cannot judge, because by him transforming his vessel, again, he has a huge desire because he wants everything. By transforming it, he will be able to influence the life of so many people around him, because he has a greater vessel. Greater desire means, more light that you can reveal. So we cannot judge, and we cannot erase, we cannot dismiss, we cannot, say, you are not belong, and you are, black or white or gays, or just behave with human dignity. That's what my teacher, Rav Berg, used to always make sure that, number one, human dignity. The rest, yes, you can learn, you can transform, but without human dignity, there is no foundation to our spiritual, connections.
So speaking of taking, I mean, I love to take. I love to take. Depends on what kind of fuel I'm running on. I was talking about that today, as a matter of fact, with somebody that I've been working with. What fuel are you running on? Okay.
Beautiful.
What fuel? What fuel are you running on? Are you running on the taking fuel? Okay, it's nice. Now you have more money. You have more sex, you have more alcohol, you have more homes, you have more, okay, congratulations, okay, but once you taste another kind of fuel, and
the fuel of sharing.
If you want to be an addict, because I'm telling you, I have an addiction, if you want to call it that. I'm addicted to helping people to elevate. Nothing to me feels better than this. To make a difference to another human life, and then to know that that difference makes a difference to their children's life and the next generation. That's
there is a contradiction.
That's an amazing feeling for me.
For sure. We live in a great contradiction. Why? Because we have the body consciousness and we have the soul consciousness. The body consciousness is all about taking in. The soul consciousness is all about sharing. Now, what are you doing to give more strength, more energy towards your soul consciousness? So we are learning how to balance both forces, both energies, because we cannot dismiss our desire to receive. The opposite. You need to expand your desire. Actually, one of the indications that you are growing spiritually is that your desire is growing. If your desire become diminished, that you want less business, less money, less, leave me alone, I don't want to enjoy, I just want to have, to read my newspaper and to have my coffee and leave me alone. So it is not a good indication for a personal growth. Personal transformation means that my desire is growing. And why? Because if we are talking about God, or the light force of God, the light, as the Kabbalist says, or higher power, if you want to say, that power created a desire. So the story of creation is all about creating an infinite vessel to receive infinite light. So think about it. The light wants to give us, the Creator wants to give us more than what we want to receive. So the wisdom of Kabbalah is the wisdom of receiving, but you need to learn that the only way to receive is through sharing. You want to, by sharing more, you are going to awaken greater desire. For example, let's say relationship. I was in love, I was excited. When I saw her, I met her, wow. Then we got married. Because again, after a great, time that we spent together, we We made a decision to get married. And after that, you are getting married or whatever, any form of commitment in the relationship. Think about it. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years later, is the excitement is the same? Is the desire is the same? Are you still passionate about meeting your husband, your wife, your partner? Most of the time, the answer is no, because the desire becomes diminished. Why? Because there is a spiritual law. It's called asviya mechaba et ta'anug, which means once you are receiving something, your desire for it is become diminished on that second.
You're satiated, like being full. Like
Exactly.
Like you're eating. You're
Exactly.
Full.
You
don't
want
have
a
the
steak.
desire
Let's say
anymore.
right now, I want after the show, I want to go.
Satisfied it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I want to go and to have steak. I'm so excited. First bite, second bite, third bite. It's not the same like the first bite. So getting married, excitement, 1, 2, 3, 4 years. So the question is how to keep the desire, not just, being alive, but growing the desire.
Okay, so let's bring it back to human versus humane.
Sure.
All right, so now you're in a relationship, you're at a job, and it's not so exciting anymore, and your selfish inclination kicks in, and you think, oh, you know what, I'm not that satisfied on my job, so, do we have a call in?
Actually, we have a question, and it actually talks about exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, so how do you find your passion in life in middle age when it comes to work and survival? How do you manage when you don't know what your passion is and you have to survive? Okay, take it away, Avner.
Yeah, look, to survive, that's for sure. But, whenever you go against your comfort zone or against your nature, you are revealing light. So let's say that I need to survive right now to make a living. I have to pay, the bills. So how can I find my passion? I have to go and do the.
Right, it sounds very demotivational.
Absolutely.
Is not?
However, I'm not going to give up. Why? Because I know that the light wants to give me more. And I know that I have to find my path to make more money, to be satisfied, and to live my dreams.
So are you saying, to speak to the question, don't stay satisfied?
Definitely don't stay
satisfied
no matter where you are right now. Again, appreciation and being content are two different things, because I appreciate my life, I appreciate my work, I appreciate my position, but it's not enough. Why? Because I'm being aware that I have limitless potential. Limitless potential. One of the biggest work of the negative energy in this universe, there is positive and negative, the light and the darkness. So it's written in the ancient text of the Zohar that the biggest work of the negative side, the negative angel, if you want to call it, is to diminish our self-esteem, like to lower our self-esteem.
Okay.
Self-esteem. If you don't appreciate yourself, if you don't love yourself, you must take care of it first, and then all the rest will follow. The rest, of the things that you want to accomplish.
So I want to add a little psychology to the question and what you just said.
Sure.
I speak a lot in the mind map process about limiting core beliefs. So here's the question addressing, so now I'm middle-aged, I kind of not so turned on by my job anymore, I'm a has-been, I'm not so motivated. Number one, I want you to look at your limiting core belief, because when you have a limiting core belief, which is what Avner is talking about, when you limit the light, which from a psychological perspective comes from the limited way that you interpret yourself through the eyes of your parents, like, oh, I'm stupid, oh, I'm too old, oh, I'll never amount to anything. That's the enemy, okay? That's the enemy. So what do is, number one, you recognize the limitation, and instead of buying into it, I have an expression, don't identify with it, identify it, so that you can break out of it. So even if you're on a job, let's say you don't want to switch jobs. Now you're older, you feel like, who's going to hire me? Doesn't matter how maybe you thought about a poem that you want to write, or maybe you wanted to say something
It's
on
true.
a
Yeah.
YouTube channel, okay? Or maybe you wanted to paint a painting. It doesn't mean that you have to bust out of your little comfort zone of the job. Maybe what you're saying is this is an invitation to tap into another area of your
For
life that
sure.
you have not even thought about.
For sure. By the way, there is a research that is showing us that the most successful people have achieved their success after the age of 50. Okay, I know there are many
I
young.
still have
yeah,
a chance, right?
not a chance. A great. It's actually your purpose. Your essence is absolutely yes. Now, what I will do. Let's say I have to do my work for to survive, to pay the bills. What I will do is I will really sit and make a plan how to get from where from point A to point B. And usually I will start with cleaning my whatever home,
Okay.
bedroom, cleaning, making a new list and working towards it and investing energy and time and asking questions and networking. By awakening a greater desire, the light of the Creator, the light of the universe must come in. But if I'll stay home and I'll be miserable, I'll be reactive, I cannot awaken, because the question is, are you being the cause or are you being the effect? Just like the book that you wrote.
That's
It's a
right.
great book that
Thank
you wrote
you.
that definitely I'll recommend to all of your listeners and friends to read this
And
book.
by the way, you can all have a free copy of the PDF if you haven't already downloaded it. Just
Be the cause.
Be the cause. There it is. You can PDF it and download it. It's yours. It's my gift to you. So you're right. When you're stagnant,
Yeah.
like a stagnant
Yeah.
water, it
Yeah.
just collects.
Absolutely.
It gets sticky and stale
Definitely,
and mosquitoes and so
definitely.
on. But when you're in the flow, okay, you know
Definitely.
how they talk about being the flow. You got to start the flow somewhere, and sometimes the flow is just make your bed, organize your day,
Absolutely.
make a phone call. I mean, how do
Absolutely.
you think this connection happened? I'm sitting in my bed. Honestly, everyone, I was so depressed from the world news. I was going under.
Yeah.
And that's not how I want to be,
Sure.
because I'm the be the cause person, okay? I'm the one that signed up for Healing Human Disconnect and Healing Global Disconnect, and the original of the mind map was called Join the Human Race Healing Global Disconnect. And I'm looking at the world state and I'm thinking, I failed miserably.
Right,
I
right.
failed.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm looking at my Facebook and I see your face on Facebook. I haven't seen Avner since 2001.
Yeah.
And Avner speaking Hebrew, and I'm thinking, I really want to know what he has to say. Could you please translate it in
Yeah.
English? And then we made the connection.
That's right.
And so now we're here sitting talking about the flow. How do we open ourselves? How do we
Yeah.
grow? So how do we become? What can we do on a daily basis? Because we're hit with negativity and hatred, and how do we
Perseverance.
become
Perseverance.
humane?
Yeah. Humane is all about. Is all about fighting and for to elevate my consciousness on a daily basis, because consciousness is something that is the nature, the essence of consciousness is to become low, to become limited. Why? Because I just spoke to my friend and he talked to me about what happened in the Middle East, what happened in Israel. Oh, I'm very sad right now. Then I went to buy grocery, and the guy stole my parking space. I'm very upset. So I was sad. Now I'm upset. I go home and I see that my wife, she went somewhere. She didn't even say where. And then I called her. She said, no, I forgot. I said, where is, we said that we'll meet. Now I become more upset. Now I see my reaction.
Yeah.
So if I'll fight, to become proactive and know that everything comes from the Creator, which means that it's a great opportunity for me to grow from it. And again, even if your parents, you had the worst parents, and it doesn't really matter. You have the worst parents because that your soul needed to go through this journey to grow and to manifest your unlimited potential.
I call it breakdown to breakthrough.
Absolutely.
Breakdown, because if you're just going to be in the break, that's why I enjoy so much healing people, because instead of having a pity party over the breakdown, I call it a curse by design. By design.
That's
Okay?
right. That's right.
By design, you ended up here. By design,
Yeah.
I had to have my heart smashed in a million pieces to get the mind map. Okay?
That's right.
By
That's
design.
right. That's right. Yeah. Sometimes we have to go through pain to reveal something new, to reveal our essence, to reveal our greatness.
Yes.
But Kabbalah, the beauty of Kabbalah, the wisdom of Kabbalah, again, it's not a religion, it's an ancient spiritual wisdom that belongs to all mankind. So Kabbalah is providing us with practical spiritual tools to elevate our consciousness on a daily basis. Why? Because I woke up today, I was in a bad mood. So what can I do? And I feel very tired and I feel like I don't want to get out of bed. What can I do now? Yes, revealing light, revealing your potential. I know it. I read books. I have so many books.
So many.
But
Me
my
too, I have
body
so
is so tired and I'm so depressed right now and I'm so I just feel empty. What can I do? Using the practical tools of Kabbalah on a daily basis can infuse your consciousness with light, can infuse your soul with energy, with positivity, with positive thoughts. And now you can wake up. Now, of course, it's not about just sitting and doing nothing and hoping that a miracle will happen. I went through a tough time during the corona. Like, I couldn't teach. I couldn't teach classes in person. And that's what I did for the last 20 years. Now I cannot do it. I was making phone calls. Do you want to study on Zoom with me?
Beautiful.
Some people said, no, it's not the right time. Okay, another phone call, another phone call, another phone call. I will get out. I will do whatever it takes. Because your actions reveals light. Even if you don't see the results, the beauty of it is to know that I'm doing the right actions to reveal light. The light must be revealed. Even if I don't see the results right away. Perseverance and knowing that I'm planting seeds and I need energy on a daily basis. So therefore, I'm receiving energy and then I'm getting outside. I go out there, and I invest energy talking with people that I know nothing will come out of it. Nothing, zero. The
But
person
that's
is
on that one, the 90, how do you call it? The 99%
Yes.
world or the 1% world?
Yes.
It looks like. So this is the illusion. In my book, I talk about the Wizard of Oz and being behind the curtain.
Right.
And that's what the spiritual light did, is bring a curtain so we don't see. We have cause and effect, but sometimes we don't know what the cause and the effect is because it's hidden from us.
Absolutely.
So you just gave me a new definition of being humane. To
Yep.
be humane to ourselves, knowing that when we come from the right consciousness
Yeah.
and the right intention, then we're on the path to revealing the light, even if we don't see it today. So what is our
Absolutely.
job as a humane being is to control your reaction. Oh, I failed. Oh, it didn't quite go my way. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, so that's the reaction. But if you have this confidence that your intention, your direction, I think they call it kavanah in Hebrew.
Right.
You're
Kavanah, intention. It's
right. It's the
yeah,
same,
it's the
right?
same.
You're on an intentional path, and in AA they say stay out of the results. Just do your thing, and stay out of. So maybe to be humane on that level is just do what you do, open your heart, give the way you give, and stay out of the
And never-
stay out of the results,
and never give up.
and don't give up.
Never give up.
And know that if you want to talk energy, okay, because
yeah.
we're all energy, you're putting some energy out, and when it's going to hatch or be born or
Right.
whatever, you stay out of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
because you can't micromanage that.
Definitely.
And look, I've been intent. Honestly, this is a little bit of a miracle for me because I have been wanting to combine the mind map, psychospirituality with Kabbalah. And what
Here we
does
go.
Avner say to me today?
That let's collaborate. Let's see how we can combine Kabbalah with psychology.
What do you think
Psychology
I've
with
been
Kabbalah.
wanting to do
And
for the
you,
last 20 some odd years?
that's right.
Okay?
That's a great example.
That's unbelievable to me that
That's
you
right.
said those words. Okay, so you don't know. You don't, so that's why even if you feel like you're useless and nothing, and these go back to psychological core beliefs. My mom said that I shouldn't have even been born. You know, this is one of the most horrible core
Right.
beliefs.
Right.
I'm
Right.
faced with this all the time. Okay, well, I'm sure your mom's mom made her feel that way, and maybe her mom's mom made her feel that way, and now it's multi-generational. And
Absolutely.
somebody has to break the spell.
If I will be able to infuse or to inspire you that you are very beautiful, you are very attractive, you look great, you look like a young, beautiful woman, you are so talented, and I'm going to infuse it, into your mind every day. You will start to attract, whatever you want, because we underestimate ourselves in so many ways, in so many levels, and we don't really know how much we are blocking ourselves by not really appreciating ourselves.
Okay, now you come to another point. See, I'm now connecting some dots. Thank you very much. Being humane is seeing the best in another person, because it's the opposite of narcissism. If I'm taking a narcissistic stance, I want the worst for you. I want all your hair to fall out, okay? It would make me happy if you failed in business and we met and I could
Chas
see
v'shalom,
you,
yeah, for sure, yeah.
because a narcissistic individual is so injured that it actually gives them a good feeling to see
Definitely.
you less than.
Definitely.
Okay?
Yeah.
So this is a system gone wrong to a system gone right. So if I'm in the best interest of you and I'm the mirror of the best of you, and even you cannot see your gold, and I am seeing your gold. Okay?
And by the way,
Right?
once you see my gold,
Yes.
you are awakening your gold.
100%. Okay, this is
It's a spiritual
synergy.
law. It's not about. It's
Okay.
not my opinion. It's a spiritual law. It's written in the ancient text of the Zohar that if you want to awaken your greatness, see the greatness within the other person. And again, it takes a lot of effort. Why? Because I feel miserable. I feel very upset. So I'm jealous and see what's the other person is having, and I see what's wrong in my life. But again, void will always attract darkness. So find a way to fill up your soul, connect with the light force. The reason why the Kabbalists called the Creator light, because they knew that within one white light, ray of light, exist all the colors of the spectrum.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And the only way to remove darkness is by turning on the light. So there is no way to remove darkness by darkness. If I'll be jealous, if I'll be upset, so darkness with darkness cannot make any difference. I need to learn how to turn on the light. It might take more time and more effort, but for the long term, again, studying Kabbalah or any other spiritual wisdom that will help you to become more kind, more aware about your greatness, and more aware about, your spiritual transformation that you need to go through. Forget about the negative guy, the bad guys. The bad guys exist because they are the effect of your disconnection from your own light. Connect to your light and the bad guys are not going to show up. They're going to disappear.
Because they're not in sync with who you are.
Absolutely.
So if you don't mind putting the mind map, I'm going to show it on the mind map.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's that? Okay, the new one. All right, so as many of you know, since I've been talking about it, I have a new video out called Healing from Narcissistic Abuse. And so this video is a complete pathway to healing the wound of apathy, which is the most dangerous consciousness. Because if I don't care about you and I don't care about the world, then this is an automatic disconnect, and there's never going to be any growth. There's only going to be a vampiring system.
Right.
So in the video, I created for the video, Living the Mind Map Way. So straight up from Kabbalah, consciousness is causal. And I want to talk a little bit about this because this is a very challenging thing for me. For example, I'm going to be very transparent. Okay, so let's say I'm talking to you and I'm thinking, wow, I really want to spread my light. I want to combine psychology with spiritual. Oh my God, I'm gonna make so much money. I'm gonna make so much money. Okay, and then that will come into my mind. This is a disconnect. Well, you can speak to that, okay?
No,
because if it's driven by, I want to make so much money,
exactly,
it's a disconnect. But if it's a byproduct of what I'm sharing with people,
exactly,
then it's like a vitamin to me to continue to, as you said, be more of a receiver so I can share more.
definitely.
Because I love to receive, but I love sushi, but how much sushi could I eat?
Right.
Until I just say, you know what, guys, I bought too much sushi. Why doesn't everybody just come over?
Right.
And help yourself to the sushi.
And you'll be more fulfilled by sharing the sushi than eating the sushi. That's for sure.
Yes.
We need to find the balance between receiving and sharing.
Yes.
So again, not to dismiss receiving, because without receiving, you are not a vessel. You cannot share.
Yes.
So people that like to volunteer again, they volunteer and they share without growing their desire. It can be very limited, because then their vessel becomes so small that they stop appreciating themselves, and they start even to please other people. From sharing, it can become pleasing others, which is very dangerous.
Wonderful point. Because that's not the light.
No, it's not like pleasing others. If all what I do is pleasing others, so I can really get some respect or get some recognition or make people love me, that's very dangerous.
Because it's coming from the consciousness
of void, of lack.
Of void.
Yeah.
Correct.
And again, I know that if I want to accomplish something, I keep it in my mind that I don't really need you. I don't need Tony. If Tony will say, listen, there is no studio
Everybody
today.
needs Tony.
No, of course we need Tony. And Tony, don't get me wrong. We love you. You are amazing. But let's assume that Tony will say, listen, I'm
going on vacation.
Yeah, I'm going
Forever.
on vacation for 6 months.
Yeah.
But we say, Tony, we have scheduled. No, you know what? Forget about it. No. I'm not going to get upset at Tony. Because I know that the light will provide me with another studio. And if it's not through you, it's going to be through another person. So don't be depending. Appreciate people, yes. I appreciate Tony. I appreciate you, yes. I really understand your values. I tremendous appreciation, yes. But to be if I'm become depending, like I'm depending on you. That's a disconnect. To be depending on someone because you think he's the source. Even if she's my wife, she's not the source of joy in my life. The light force, again, my connections with my soul, with the Creator, with the light force of God. And then I can share it with my wife, and my wife can do the same with me. We can share energy and love. But at the moment that I don't have, I'm coming from a place of void, I say to my wife, I love you, but I don't really mean it. I mean that I love myself, and I feel miserable, and I need you to give me some attention right now.
That's very honest.
Yeah.
Okay. And you
and
see
that's
how
not
slippery, like I say in my mind map, consciousness is causal, but it's a slippery thing. And you have to mind your consciousness. And then the next process is shut down your reactivity, which is something that I learned back in 2001 from Kabbalah. And it's also a psychological principle that if you're going to act on your amygdala, which is your emotional brain,
right.
then we're like an animal, then we're fight, flight, freeze, fawn, right?
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
always at the effect of.
yeah.
But if we're proactive, right? If we take proactive steps, then we're going to be the cause of, and then we could start shifting out of the neediness, the reactivity, the low self-esteem, the defense mechanisms, all the chaos that we come that is created out of a system gone wrong. Okay, and then we can play what I call a bigger and a better game of life. And that bigger and better game of life, as I understand from you and reminded by you about my lessons, is that the bigger vessel you push yourself to be, the bigger it's like I'm a visual person. Think about a vessel. So you want to make your vessel big because eventually if it's big, you have more to share. And then when you share more, then your vessel gets even bigger.
That's
And
right.
then you outgrow that vessel, and then that gets even bigger. And that's an expansion of your light.
Definitely.
But
And
if you limit
yeah,
what you said, oh, that's all I could do. I'm old. I'm stuck on the job. For that person who wrote in, thank you very much. Maybe you are stuck on the job. Maybe nobody's going to hire you, but hire yourself.
for sure.
Maybe you're a great writer and a great artist. Maybe you have something to say. So now we have YouTube, TikTok. Hire
Definitely,
yourself.
but just by putting an effort on the existing situation. Yes, I don't like my work, but I'll put 200% of my effort to make sure that I'm investing and not running away from work. I'll do whatever it takes because I need to infuse my effort, my energy into it so I can create an opening for my next level. The next level can never come unless if I'm putting, all of my effort in relationship. You want to make sure that, again, where is my next level in relationship? Again, you might take it to the next level of being together, or you might take it to the next level of being separated. Again, not that I recommend to do it, but how do you know the answer? Put your maximum effort on talking and creating an opening and, be vulnerable, initiate, being, conversation, being together, invest in your relationship, and then the light that you are revealing from your actions will create the clarity that you need about your next level. Next level doesn't come to you like, oh, my intuition is telling me. Yes, intuition is great, but without putting an effort, you will never be sure that your intuition is right. If you want to make sure that you will get the clarity about where is your next level, put maximum effort.
Now, going back to the taking system, narcissism in
Sure.
particular,
Sure.
investing in the light and investing in people, we also have to be really careful to invest in the right people. Because if the person that you're investing in is bleeding you out, and you will know, and I speak about this a lot, headache, backache, energy drain, taking your money, taking your time, taking your intellectual property, taking. Okay, so it's your right to have the boundary and say, you know what, I'm going to invest myself in somebody that can receive. And sometimes you have to go through the layers of therapy to be able to receive. Because let's talk about the person that we call the narcissist. Why are they so narcissistic? Because they have a wall around their heart.
Right.
Because they've been hurt.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can't just stop there and say, oh, you're a narcissist. Get out of here. Okay? Sometimes if they're willing to come and expose the pain, you have to go underneath and down into the pain. This is a from, through, to. So from that deep point of pain and dismantling it and addressing it so that the person doesn't need the wall. That's the dream, right? Is to crack the
Definitely.
wall, open up the pain, heal the pain so that they can become more sharers. Okay, so but for people who don't want to go through the
exactly.
many years of it or days of it, also be very, very careful who you are sharing your light with.
Definitely.
Because not everybody's going to make light out of your light.
Definitely. I have hundreds of students, and I'm creating a schedule based on different levels of what's important to like to do this week or this month. So, and not all of my students are coming from a place of, wow, we have great desire, we have great motivation, and some of them are going through so much chaos that talking with them, it's like create some I feel the negativity, but to create boundaries from a place of sharing, again, not from a place of, I don't want to talk to you, you are a lost case. No, there is no lost case. But let's say I say, okay, so let's talk once a month for 40 minutes, and I give you some work to do, okay? So what I'm trying to say is that even the most selfish person, we need to find a way to connect him with the light. Again, not with my wisdom, not with my knowledge, but with the light force. Again, to connect that person on the soul level. And once you're connecting the person on the soul level, you are creating an opening for awakening something. Even the most negative person, there is a beautiful story about Esau and Jacob. Esau was so negative, and he wanted to kill Jacob. He wanted to kill Jacob, and once he found Jacob, he was actually running and chasing him. Finally, he found him in the forest, and he ran towards him to kill him. His intention was to kill Jacob right away. Actually, they were brothers, Jacob and Esau, but Esau, hated Jacob. So what Jacob did, he was sending and infusing Esau with love, with kindness. In a split of a second, Esau changed his consciousness, changed his intention, and actually was hugging Jacob and crying. He was crying like a baby. And he said, oh, I love you so much, you are my brother. And he didn't kill him. So we can transform anything, any darkness, again, into light. And that's part of our mission. That's part of why did you go to this work? Why are you doing this kind of work for 6 months? Why are you dating this stupid person? Because you have some work to do with this person. Again, the work can be infusing him with light, with consciousness, with self-love, also elevating your self-love, knowing your values. So there is a reason. Don't underestimate the cause of why are you on that situation. There is a reason for it. You need to find a way to to reveal the light out of darkness.
So maybe that's my new definition of humane, is for each of us to look at everybody, including to look at yourself. How do you look at another human being? What kind of consciousness are you coming from to connect to them and bring out their light, even if they're not acting like you wish and want them to act? Sometimes by knowing the person's underworld, meaning the injuries that they incurred in childhood. This is where my focus usually goes.
That's right.
To know and to understand their Achilles heel. You don't have to stab them in the Achilles heel if you know that. If you know that somebody feels like they're not good enough, then be careful with that. And that's being humane. Being human would be like, too bad. Too bad they don't have high self-esteem. Too bad they feel that. Being humane is it's like, you add the E to the human, right? You're adding E equals energy, let's say. So you're adding the energy of light consciousness. So you're turning the human into power of two, humane, elevation.
Yeah, that's it. That's right. If I'll meet the most negative person on planet Earth, I wouldn't wish that that this person will get hurt. I would definitely wish for him to grow, to evolve, to connect to his greatness, one step at a time. But we cannot wish, that person will disappear, or I wish that person might, God forbid, die. We can never wish it, because the Creator put that person for a reason. And he has all the right to grow and to transform. Go and share light with the most negative people in the world. You will see in a few weeks later, they will become more aware. And I have seen it, different
You've
negative.
traveled around the world.
Absolutely,
I
and
know.
I've seen negative people that, including terrorists, that came and started to study and learn and connect to the Zohar, connect to the Kabbalistic tools, and you see the transformation after a week, after 2 weeks, after 3 weeks. And
No.
again, I'm not saying that, we should go now and teach everyone, spirituality. Some people need to go through a process, a painful process. But nevertheless, we can never dismiss, we can never, say, these people have no right to live. We all have right to live. We all have right to transform and to change. And the purpose of the Kabbalah Center is to spread, the light, to awaken that consciousness of peace on earth. But it's not just about peace. It's about one person at a time, learning, transforming, growing. I promise you.
Inside job.
Yeah, inside. Because once you connect with your purpose, when I wake up every morning at 4:30.
Oh.
Why? Yeah, I love it because I love to wake up early, and I do my meditations and my prayers, and I'm ready to go. Like by 7 a.m., I feel like I want to
You're infused.
conquer the world.
Speaking of meditation, was there a question? Okay, so maybe we could take
A minute or two?
a minute or two. I know Avner wanted to
Okay.
do meditation, and
Let's
I
do
think
it.
we could all use some infusion of the
Okay.
light at this time. So
So Tony,
Yes.
do you want to put some music, or we can do it without it? Just relaxing, something like meditations. Yeah. But in the meanwhile, I want to ask our listeners to sit in a comfortable place, let go of your cell phone, let go of anything that might disturb, might take away your attention, and just relax. And if you can, close your eyes. Just close your eyes and release all the muscles. Let go of all the stress from the day. Let go of all the negative thoughts. Inhale light and exhale all the limitations. One more time. Inhale light and exhale all the negativity. Just listen to my voice. And I want you now to visualize yourself entering, going through a gate, beautiful gate. You can see that on the gate there are many, many beautiful stones with different colors. And once you touch the gate, suddenly you feel so great. You feel a sense of freedom and tremendous joy. You open the gate and you are entering into the Tree of Life reality. In the Tree of Life reality, you can travel in time, no limitations. You can connect with your unlimited potential, the greatness of your soul, and ask the question, where is my next level in life? What should I do to reveal my greatness, my unlimited potential? And the light is coming in. It goes all the way to your brain, your right brain, left brain, your right eye, left eye, your nose, your ears, your mouth. Now it goes through your neck, your shoulders, your right arm, left arm, and the light goes into your heart to create an opening so you can receive more love and being able to share more love. Also create an opening so your heart is going to be infused with the energy of healing. The light goes through your lungs, your spine, your digestive system, and now the light goes all the way to your liver. The liver contains all the energy of anger. So we want to release that energy. Let go of it. Infuse your liver with the energy of kindness, with being proactive. And therefore your kidneys are being now infused with so much energy that your entire body now is being infused with the light of healing. It goes all the way to your legs, right leg, left leg, and it goes into all the internal parts of your body and your soul. Now the light force is awakening a greater desire, so you can have a greater motivation in your life. And you know that you are unlimited. You know that you are limitless and unlimited potential that you came to reveal for the sake of sharing. So visualize energy of abundance that is coming to you. Endless light and blessings. Visualize your relationship with your soulmate, that you can become one with your soulmate. Visualize your family. And visualize that your purpose is being revealed to you and that all the gates are open for you. So this year, you will be able to manifest your potential, your unlimited potential, for the sake of sharing and revealing your light. And I want you to visualize yourself waking up in the morning, every morning, with great excitement. And that excitement is going to lead you towards your next level and next level. And visualize 365 days of joy and happiness. And send light towards all of your challenges, and know that the challenges contains tremendous light and blessings. And it's up to you to reveal it. Let's go back and take all the light, endless light and blessings to you, to your soulmate, to your family. Endless abundance, light of joy, peace of mind, and that you will be able to change the world. You will be able to infuse the world with so much light. And you are being infused right now with self-love, to appreciate yourself, to know who you are, to connect with your greatness. So you can smile and feel so good about yourself. And now we want to take all the energy, all the light that was revealed to us, and we want to take it right now towards the physical reality. So we are walking back. If you want, you can take like 2 seconds to fly and go back in time and infuse your childhood, infuse different moments, different difficult times in your life with light and joy, and then remove the pain from the past and go back to the present. And now we are going back towards the gate. And as you are walking towards the gate, you are realizing that there is no point of blaming yourself for all of the mistakes that you made. And you can forgive yourself, because you want to be unlimited. So you know that the right thing to do is to forgive yourself. You're going right now towards the gate. Open the gate and let's get out, because we want to go back to our physical realm, to the physical reality, to manifest endless light and blessings in our lives. So open the gate get out, look back, say thank you to that reality, to the tree of life reality, that you will be able to connect with it on a daily basis whenever you want. Just ask for it. Visualize the number 3 times. Visualize the number 2 3 times. And the number 1 3 times. Let's go back to your bedroom, your living room. Go back to your seat and open your eyes slowly, slowly. Slowly, slowly open your eyes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Judy, thank you so much. I really appreciate
I appreciate you.
the invitation. Yeah,
And let's continue to reveal more light
for sure.
through our collaboration.
For sure.
Okay, thank you so
Thank
much,
you so much.
everyone. And don't forget to download my book, Be the Cause. It's yours for free. And check out my website, check out Avner's information. And there's just a lot of light that is available to you, so don't push it away. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Avner. And I'll see you next time.